So we're back here on Ask Father Friday. As you know, we've switched this up now a little bit. On Wednesdays are Mary Magdalene moments within the parish. Different sectors and staff and people will be putting in things. People are tired of hearing from me, so the parish is getting others to come in. But on Fridays, get me. So that's where we are. And one of the parishioners recently asked, is God's love unconditional? Is God's love unconditional? And then they built on it, and she said, well, and is the church's love unconditional? Because sometimes it feels like that's not the case. And, long story short, as I was thinking about this, a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, we have to realize that God created us. Of course, God's love is unconditional for us. And what makes it seem like sometimes that it may not be is our ability to receive his love. So it may be some external force, something that has happened to us from the outside where now we feel unworthy, where we feel that I'm just too dirty to receive God's love. And there's no way, how could God, I'm broken goods, it's just not possible. Or it's something that we've done inside. It's something we've chosen to do. And now we feel irredeemable. How could God love that? And so we kind of separate ourselves from God. God's the one who made all this happen. Like he's the creator of all things. He's the one who holds us in the palm of his hand in existence. Without him, we wouldn't be in existence. We're made in his image and likeness. He's the one who searched us out in salvation history, who sent his son. He's the one who comes for us and searches us out in that great love story. But our temptation is to reject it. The devil, the best thing he wants is to begin to break that up and make us feel like, no, I'm not lovable. Because if I stop loving God or being in communion, loving others, then I turn in and I only love the things that make me feel good. I only love me at the end of the day. And we have to be very careful about that. Now, sometimes will it feel like the church, for example, that it doesn't love us? And this is the idea of, some of the covenants in God, when he presents them to us, are unconditional, that they're perpetual covenants. And then some, it's kind of this conditional, it seems like contractual. But really what it is, it's cause and effect. It's him, God, teaching us, well, if you invest yourself into the good things, the virtuous things in life, more and more that grace will grow. Will it be easy? No, not necessarily. Am I saying that this is the plight of Job? If you do things right, it's going to be great. And sometimes this is the health and wealth gospel. If I do these good things, then I'll be rich. And if I don't do good things or bad things are happening, then it's because I'm doing bad things. And wisdom literature in the scriptures is fighting against that. It's pondering that, it's playing with it. And so we have the story of Job where this righteous man plays out, but bad things are happening. But as he perseveres, in the end, his reward is found. He is rewarded, which we could say with eternal life. And some of the New Testament, we think that God's, lovey-dovey, God is love, yay, God is love. He's like this nice thing that I carry and I pet and it's always smells great and whatever. And then Christ, we read, says, listen, people, I came to bring the sword. If you follow me, and it's going to be hard. And if you follow me, you're going to be rejected. Mother from daughter, father from son, family from family. We see him flipping over tables. Like when righteousness is crossed, he's like, no, this is my Father's house. This is holy, and it needs to be this way. This is that kind of righteous anger. So we see this cause and effect when Peter crosses him. And he's like, get behind me, Satan. Yeah, you might be my most fervent follower, but you're not thinking as you should. It's a father forming their child. Sometimes you have to discipline. Sometimes you have to say yes or no. These are all pieces. And us as children, we may tank that in a poor way. And we may want to reject that love, or we may feel judged. And especially with the church. With the church, it's even harder. God is this kind of, to many of us, this formless thing that's all good, who may always never really judge anything, even though that's not the way scriptures present it. But that's in our mind. That's how and especially nowadays, how we see things. But with the church, we see the people in the church. And when we see the people in the church, we're like, well, get your house in order before you start telling me what's going on. And we're like, okay, I hear you. But we, the church, as an institution, as a people, we have received this from God, these teachings, this revelation to us. And he says, and so the church as an institution, it holds it. It's like, you got all this truth. It's like truth for you and truth for you. It's like Oprah truth for everybody. And that's its purpose. Its mission is to give Jesus Christ to the world, to give his teachings to the world. We are stewards of that. We're not creators of truth. We're stewards of it. And through the centuries, that's what we do. We hold it, we interpret it, and we give it in new and different ways throughout time, and we live it as people. And so sometimes if someone lives it poorly or wrongly or badly, that we can say it can hurt us. It can leave a lasting scar. And we have to see that and be aware and be like, okay, yeah, that person's not perfect, but I am still loved. That dignity cannot be taken from you. Nothing you can do and nothing that can be done to you can take away that dignity, that love that God has for you. And he's created in an image and likeness. Someone may try through power to take it from you, but one, they don't have the authority, and two, at the end of the day, it can't be taken from you. So no matter what you do, take the sheep. We heard this recently. Why is it that God goes after that 100th sheep? The 99 are here. Oh, nice sheep. Yeah, very good. But the 100th leaves. God doesn't go after that. The good shepherd doesn't go after that sheep because they're worth less. They go after that sheep because of its preciousness to the shepherd. And that is each and every one of us. We may be the dumb sheep that wanders off and just doesn't know what it's doing and is up there on a cliff looking down and just feeling like it needs to go down there because it's not loved by the shepherd. It's the shepherd that runs after the sheep and saves it. That's the story of God entering into history and looking for the sheep because it is precious. Because you are precious. Think about that. Think about that in this time when you question God's love. The church's love. God's love, perfect. The church's love, the church is perfect in its mission and what it's called to do. The people within the church, not always perfect. And so we all have that work to do together to grow closer to God. But let's do it knowing that we are loved by him and that nothing we can do can ever take away that love for him. It can make our life harder and more difficult, but we're called to persevere through it and grow closer to him. So some thoughts for you about God's love and its unconditional nature in time. And so hopefully that's of some help to you. We'll see you next week, next Friday, for your next question.